What the fuck is up, internet? Welcome to the channel, where in this video, I'm going to tell you about a kangaroo that while on the run, punched out a Canadian police officer. The kangaroo escaped while being transferred to a new zoo. And while the cops were trying to apprehend the fugitive, it ended up cold-cocking one of the policemen in the face. Sounds like getting caught made this kangaroo hopping mad. The kangaroo was on the run in Canada for 4 days. Like, running around in the wilderness of Canada? You would think a kangaroo would stick out like a sore thumb. The Canadians that saw it probably didn't believe they saw what they saw. They probably were like, no shot. No shot. There's a kangaroo in my backyard hopping the fuck around. This is Canada. Calling up the neighbors like, hey, Brenda, I got the weirdest looking fucking moose you ever saw roaming around my garden. Eventually, the Durham Regional Police Service got a call from a citizen claiming to have seen a kangaroo hopping around in Oshawa, Ontario. Imagine just fucking casually seeing a kangaroo, like, out and about. You're just going about your day, and I don't know, do they make the boing boing sound effect? You're walking down the street and you hear, what the fuck? Then motorists started posting videos on social media of the kangaroo hopping down the fucking highway. Can you imagine? You're just cruising down the street, you know, you're rocking out to Sirius or fucking Spotify. And what do they listen to in Canada? Celine Dion? So you're rocking out to some Celine Dion and fucking, or Drake, and out of the corner of your eye, you're like, what the fuck? You just do like 14 fucking triple takes and then you fucking wreck. Since 2020, most of us are on edge, right? We're just like expecting the worst thing imaginable to happen. And you're just cruising down the road and you see a fucking kangaroo hopping around. Now you're like, oh fuck, it's a Jumanji event? Before being dispatched, the cops were briefed that the best way to subdue a kangaroo is by grabbing its tail? Hell no, there's no way imagine grabbing a kangaroo by its fucking tail. I am not doing, it would just fucking kick it to death. But Staff Sergeant Chris Boleo told reporters that...
So in accordance with best practice by the handlers, the officers just actually grabbed it by the tail and they were able to safely keep her detained in the area.
Who... Like, this is legit. I had to Google it because I did not believe that this was legit. But apparently it is. This is how you subdue a fucking kangaroo. But I want to know who the first motherfucker was that tried this shit. To grab, like, why would it even make sense in your head? Like, to even attempt it. And you're trying to catch a kangaroo, and instead of, like, maybe lassoing it, or, I don't know, even fucking shooting it with a stun gun, I guess maybe back when they first tried it, that stun guns weren't around. I mean, they had just fucking boomerangs. Would they boomerang the shit? But to grab it by its tail? No way, man. Whoever did that shit is a fucking lunatic. Boleo went on to say,
only one of the officers was struck in the face during the apprehension, but he'll be just fine, and we won't be continuing the investigation.
The wording, we won't be continuing the investigation, is kind of weird. Like, I get why they wouldn't. I mean, this specific case is over, but why wouldn't they, like, investigate how the fucking kangaroo got loose? Wouldn't the cops be curious? Wouldn't they want to, you know, pass the findings on and maybe some regulations take place so this shit doesn't happen again? I mean, this kangaroo was just roaming around fucking Canada for 4 days. I feel like that's something they should take seriously. Like zoo animals running around in the fucking wilderness? I mean, I feel like they should check in on this shit. But that cop will always have a story. Imagine, you know, I mean, you go out to the bar and you run into this fucking cop and he's telling the story at the bar for like the 500th time, and every time it gets even crazier, like, yo man, I fucking tracked this kangaroo down, had it cornered, right? And it's like kicking at me, and I just was trying to grab it by the tail because I heard that's how you take these motherfuckers down. You grab these fucking kangaroos by the tail. And so that's what I was trying to do, and this motherfucker hit me so hard. This kangaroo almost knocked my ass out. But then I got a hold of its tail. We wrestled to the ground. Like, I could just see, like, if it were me, yeah, this fucking kangaroo story would get pretty fucking elaborate. The police say they were able to catch the kangaroo around 3 a.m. when it stopped to take a break. Stopped to take a break is like in quotations in the article that I read. So I'm like, number one or number two, the animal stopped to take a piss? Was this the first time in 4 days that they saw it stop doing anything? I just hope they let the poor thing finish its duty before they fucking tried to grab its tail. It reminds me, like, years ago I got booted out of a bar because I had to go to the bathroom and the men's John was fucking out of order. And they had like a unisex bathroom, but there was a long ass line for that. And then the women's line was long as hell. And there was this little lobby area where we were waiting to use the bathroom. And I had to go so bad. And I was probably pretty drunk at the time. And there was a bucket sitting in the corner. And so I took aim and I started pissing, right? And within a few moments of starting, a bouncer was like right there. And he was kicking me out. But he was gentlemanly enough to let me finish. And I hope they let this kangaroo finish. The cop said that other than the haymaker the kangaroo threw at the cop, she like surrendered peacefully. It was probably like they grabbed her by the tail, and it probably works because the kangaroo's like, what the fuck? They just grabbed my fucking tail? Like they wouldn't expect it, so they're in shock. After apprehending it, they took the kangaroo back to the zoo, and I mean, if you really think about it, a kangaroo in Canada for 4 days just hopping around, you know, they're kind of lucky it survived. I mean, just the animals, there's fucking, I mean, in Canada, there's tons of predators, like everywhere. There's fucking bears and coyotes and shit like that. But they wouldn't know what to eat. Like, it could have ate something poisonous. It could have fucking got sick, keeled over, made it, weak so that a predator could get a hold of it. And then just the fucking climate. Cameron Prady, park supervisor and head keeper at the Oshawa Zoo and Fun Farm, explained,
The animal jumped over its handlers during a planned brief rest stop at the facility on its way to Quebec.
It jumped over the handlers? So I had to Google it. How high can a kangaroo jump, you ask? 10 fucking feet.
The legs and feet give kangaroos the ability to jump up to 10 feet high. Along with the legs, the kangaroo's thick muscular tail forms a tripod to carry the kangaroo's weight. The tail also helps to balance the kangaroo when it jumps.
10 fucking feet. Dude, like, a kangaroo could jump and up onto a basketball rim. From the ground to a basketball rim, a fucking kangaroo could jump. How fucking crazy is that? So grabbing their tail fucks up their balance. You can catch them by grabbing their tail because their fucking balance is all fucked up. That makes more sense. The handlers looked for the 4-year-old kangaroo, but it was dark. It was probably just like, it just saw an opportunity and it fucking took it. Fight or flight response, and it just fucking bounced. I bet along the way though, I mean, I don't know if a kangaroo has the consciousness to actually like speak to itself, but if it did, it was probably like, what the fuck are we doing out here, man? Where are we going? Where am I fucking hopping? I don't know any of this shit. There's no fucking points of interest. There's nothing that I'm just fucking running. I'm running on the side of a fucking highway, probably through the woods. I'm sure there was some points along the way where if the kangaroo could speak to itself, it was like, dude, what the fuck? But it probably has some crazy ass fucking stories for the rest of the zoo animals if the kangaroo can speak to itself. I don't know. This is my Disney frame of reference here, is that the animals probably communicate somehow. And the kangaroo's just gonna be like, bro, fucking bears out there. I fucking was dodging cars. And then these motherfuckers grabbed me by the tail. The unnamed kangaroo is now due to travel to Quebec after a period of rest, where handlers may be keeping a closer eye on her than normal. Unnamed? Why are they trying to protect the identity of this kangaroo? That's interesting. The unnamed kangaroo. So at 4 years, they don't name kangaroos? Or are they like being sus about the name? That's weird. I don't understand why the authorities are so like laissez-faire about how this fucking kangaroo got loose. I think that they should probably investigate it further and find out where the lapse. I mean, I guess if the fucking animal can jump 10 feet, it probably can catch you by surprise. But they have to know, these handlers, if they know that you can catch the motherfucker by grabbing its tail, they definitely know how high it can jump. I just think that they should probably investigate it further so they could prevent, because I'm really surprised that this kangaroo survived this incident. Anything could have happened to it. It could have gotten attacked. I mean, like I said, it could have ate something it wasn't supposed to. It was probably pretty fucking cold. But that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one later.